Tonight, I shall speak to you of a method of engineering, a method not of building, but of relocation. I have seen many men and women struggle, straining their minds to arrange pictures and forcing their voices to repeat affirmations that their hearts do not yet believe. But tonight we put aside the labor of trying. Tonight we step into the final condition. As you prepare for sleep, you are not merely closing your eyes on a day that is finished. You are standing at the threshold of the only laboratory that matters. I am going to show you how to lie upon the bed of the life you desire, not as a wish, but as a biological fact. You see, the scene is never the cause. The cause is the state you assume at the very edge of sleep. That single acceptance is the seed that descends into the deep, only to emerge tomorrow as the world you meet. If you seek a new role, a new level of freedom, or a wealth that feels as natural as the air you breathe, then tonight, do not rest where your senses report you to be. Rest where you dwell in consciousness. For once the sleeper within accepts the shift, the world has no choice but to reshape itself in harmony with your claim. Are you ready to engineer your dream life literally overnight? Chapter 1. The Midnight Portal. Beyond biological rest. My friend, come close and settle into this moment. Before you close your eyes tonight, I want you to reconsider the very nature of the act you are about to perform. You have been told since childhood that sleep is a period of darkness, a mere biological necessity to repair a tired frame and quiet a weary brain. But if you listen with the ears of the heart, you will realize that sleep is actually the midnight portal, the most profound opportunity for creation available to a human being. As we look into the wisdom of Sleep, the Doorway to Heaven, 1959, we find a radical truth. Sleep is the nightly marriage between your conscious, objective self and your subconscious, divine self. It is the moment where the you that struggles, the you that worries about the rent, and the you that feels limited by time and space steps aside. In this chapter, we are going to engineer your understanding of this portal, moving beyond the idea of rest and into the reality of subconscious relocation. The gateway of the I Am. Every night, as you cross the threshold from wakefulness to slumber, you are performing a ritual. You are seeding your future. Most people enter this portal as a victim of their day. They carry the weight of their frustrations, the echoes of their arguments, and the cold chill of their lack into the sanctuary of the subconscious. But you must understand this: the subconscious mind is the womb of creation. It does not argue. It does not possess a sense of humor. It does not understand the word no or the concept of someday. It only knows now, and it only knows yes. Whatever condition you take with you into the state of sleep is the command you give to the engine of your reality. If you go to bed as a struggling person rehearsing the day's limitations, you are impressing that identity upon the divine. You are literally telling the universe, this is who I am, and I wish to remain this way. The paradox is that you have been using your greatest superpower, your nightly receptivity, against yourself. You have been engineering a life of lack while you sleep, simply by the default of your mood as you drift off. The science of the sacred. I know there is a part of you that seeks to understand the how. You live in a world that prizes logic, and in today's days, we see the bridge between the spirit and the cell more clearly than ever. As you lay your head upon the pillow, your brain waves begin to slow. You move from the frantic beta state of the waking world into alpha, and then into that magical shimmering borderland called theta. In this theta state, the state akin to sleep, the veil between your conscious desires and your subconscious power is at its thinnest. Your analytical mind, that guardian at the gate who tells you that your dreams are impossible because of your bank balance, is finally falling asleep. It is stepping out of the way. This is not woo-woo. It is the peak of neuroplasticity. When you hold a feeling in this state, you are writing code directly onto the hard drive of your reality. While your body rests, your subconscious is working with the intensity of 1,000 suns to bridge the gap between your imagination and your physical world. Relocating your consciousness. The viral secret that many of my students have discovered is this: the scene is never the cause. You do not need to build complex movies in your mind. You simply need to relocate. If you seek a new life, you must rest tonight not upon the bed your senses report, but upon the bed that belongs to the life you claim. Imagine, as you feel the weight of your actual blanket, that it is the texture of a different life. Sense the arrangement of a room that does not match your present surroundings. If you desire wealth, feel the silence of a home that is paid for. If you desire success, feel the quiet satisfaction of a job well done. Do not look at it from the outside. Dwell in it. Feel another sheet beneath your hand. This single act of relocation has carried many into new experiences. Its power rests upon one truth. The state accepted at the edge of sleep descends to the deepest level and later emerges as the world you meet. The value of your last thought. Your last conscious thought is the most expensive thing you own. It is the final condition that the subconscious takes as its blueprint for the next day's construction. My friend, I want you to feel the weight of this responsibility and the immense joy of it. You have been given the keys to the kingdom every single night. You do not need to struggle. You do not need to hustle in your sleep. You only need to assume. As you drift off tonight, do not just go to sleep. Occupy your throne. Wrap yourself in the feeling of your success like it is the finest silk. Let the warmth of that done deal seep into your bones. You are stepping into the laboratory of your soul. Can you feel that shift in your chest? That is the recognition of truth. Your desires are not out there. They are waiting for you to claim them in the silence of the night. Tonight, allow yourself to rest elsewhere, not where you are, but where you wish to be. For the bed claimed in imagination becomes the ground upon which you rise in the world of fact. Chapter 2, The Architecture of Feeling, Data Entry for the Soul. My friend, as you linger in that space between the world of shadows and the world of truth, we must address the how of your construction. Many seekers stumble here. They believe that to manifest they must work. They must strain. They must visualize until their minds ache with the effort. But as we turn to the cornerstone of this wisdom, Feeling is the Secret, 1944, we find a much gentler, yet far more potent instruction. The subconscious does not respond to your wishes. It does not care for your hope. It is a machine of pure acceptance. It responds only to the feeling of reality. In this chapter, we will engineer the exact sensory data required to bypass your conscious resistance and lock in your new state. Moving beyond visualization. Visualization can often be a trap. When you try to see a scene from the outside, you are often reinforcing the distance between you and your desire. You are standing on one side of a canyon, looking at your dream on the other. This creates a split aim in the mind. We are not going to watch a movie tonight. We are going to occupy a state. Feeling is the secret. But he did not mean a frantic emotional high. He meant the feeling of naturalness. Think of something you already possess, perhaps the very pillow beneath your head. You do not feel excited about the pillow. You simply accept it as a factual part of your existence. This quiet, settled satisfaction is the architecture of feeling. The sensory blanket technique. To make your assumptions stick as you drift off, we must use the senses of the inner man. This is the conscious engineering of your environment. As you lie in your bed, I want you to perform a sensory relocation. Do not try to change the room with your physical eyes. Keep them closed. Instead, use your internal touch. Touch. Can you feel the weight of the blanket? Now, assume it is the weight of a blanket in your dream home. Feel the texture of the sheets. Are they silk? Are they crisp linen? Sound. Listen to the room. If you were already the person you desire to be, would the room be quieter? Would there be the sound of a distant ocean, or perhaps the steady breathing of a loved one you've manifested? Atmosphere. Sense the vibe of the space. There is a distinct feeling to a room that belongs to a person of wealth or a person who is deeply loved. When you do this, you are not faking it. You are providing the subconscious with sensory data, because the subconscious cannot distinguish between a physical touch and a vividly imagined one. It accepts this data as now. It saves this information as the final condition of your night. The short, pregnant phrase. Many people fail because they try to affirm too much. They repeat long lists. I am rich, I am successful, I am healthy. This often triggers the analytical mind to wake up and argue, no, you aren't. To bypass this guardian, we use a short, pregnant phrase. A phrase that is pregnant with the meaning that the deed is already done. Neville's most famous examples were, isn't it wonderful? Or simply, thank you. Consider the word, thank you. When do you say it? You say it after a gift has been received. You say it after a door has been opened. By repeating thank you as you drift into the theta state, you are not asking for a future event. You are assuming a completed one. As your brain waves slow, your thank you becomes a hypnotic loop. Your subconscious hears this gratitude and immediately begins to look for the reason for it. It assumes the wealth, the health, or the love has already arrived. You are not fighting the old story. You are simply ignoring it until it withers away for lack of attention. The moment of saturation. There is a specific moment you are looking for. The moment of saturation. As you loop your short scene or your phrase, you will feel a shift. The thought will suddenly feel heavy. It will move from a mental idea to a physical sensation. It will feel real. This is the point where the data entry is complete. Once you reach this state of naturalness, you no longer need to repeat the act. You can let go. You have delivered the blueprints to the construction crew of the universe. You have saved your work. Now you can fall into the deep restorative sleep of Delta, knowing that while your body is still, your subconscious is organizing coincidences, orchestrating lucky breaks, and shifting your very biology to match the version of you that is already home. My friend, tonight, do not be a beggar at the gates of your own mind. Be the architect. Use your senses to claim your ground. Feel the naturalness of your success until it is the only thing your subconscious knows. For when you wake, you will find that the world has no choice but to mirror the state you so boldly assumed in the silence of the night. Chapter 3. The loyalty of the unseen, ignoring the senses. My friend, you have planted the seed. You have relocated your consciousness and saturated your mind with the feeling of the done deal. But then the sun rises. You open your eyes, and the world of shadows, the 3D world, presents you with the same old walls, the same bank balance, and the same limitations. This is the moment where the engineering is tested. This is where we turn to faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. 1954. To manifest wealth and freedom, you must learn the most difficult and rewarding art of all, selective blindness. You must be loyal to the invisible fact, even when your senses shout that it is a lie. The conflict of evidence. The world you see with your physical eyes is not a present reality, it is a delayed echo. Everything you see right now is the result of your past assumptions. If you react to your current lack, you are merely reseeding your future with more lack. You are caught in a loop of reacting to shadows. Faith, in the Neville Goddard sense, is not hope. It is the deliberate decision to remain loyal to the state you assumed last night. Imagine you are an actor who has been cast in a new role. During the day, you might still be wearing your old clothes, but in your heart, you know the script. You know who you are. When the world treats you like the old version of yourself, you do not get angry or discouraged. You simply realize they haven't seen the new script yet. You remain loyal to the character you played in the silence of your bedroom. The art of selective blindness. Neville often spoke of the need to ignore the evidence of the senses. In 2026, we might call this cognitive filtering. Your brain is designed to prove you right. If you decide you are wealthy, your reticular activating system, RAS, will begin to filter the world to find opportunities that match that identity. But if you keep looking at the lack to see if it's gone yet, you are telling your brain, I am still in lack. To bridge this gap, you must practice mental isolation. When a bill arrives or a challenge occurs, do not let it touch your inner state. The technique: look at the challenge and say to yourself, this is part of the bridge of incident. It is a shadow of the past, and it has no power to change the fact of my current assumption. By refusing to give the problem your emotional life force, you starve the old reality of the energy it needs to persist. You are being loyal to the unseen. The ground of fact versus the shadow world. You must understand that there are two worlds existing simultaneously. There is the world of fact, your inner assumption, and the world of shadows, your outer circumstances. Most people think the fact is what they can touch with their hands, but the fact is actually the feeling you carried into sleep. That is the only thing that is creative. The outer world is merely the ground of fact, catching up to your design. Think of a captain of a ship in a thick fog. He cannot see the shore. Does he turn the ship around? No. He trusts his instruments. He knows the coordinates he set before the fog rolled in. Your sleep manifesting ritual is your coordinate. The 3D world is the fog. Loyalty means staying the course until the fog clears and you find yourself standing exactly where you imagined you were. Remaining steady in the state. Loyalty is not a one-time act. It is a continuous occupancy. As you move through your day, ask yourself, how would the version of me who is already successful handle this phone call? How would they walk into this room? By acting from the state, you are reinforcing the engineering you did at night. You are telling the universe that your inner reality is the master and the outer world is the servant. My friend, do not be moved by what you see. Be moved by what you know. If you remained loyal to the feeling of your wish fulfilled as you drifted into sleep, then that reality is already hardening into fact. Your only job today is to not dig up the seed to see if it's growing. Keep your head high and your heart anchored in the silence of your nightly sanctuary. The bridge is being built, even if you cannot see the workers. Chapter 4, The Bridge of Incident, Engineering the Sudden Emergence. My friend, we have arrived at the most mysterious and beautiful stage of our journey. You have planted the seed in the fertile soil of sleep. You have remained loyal to the unseen fact during the light of day. Now, we must understand the mechanics of the harvest. As we look into the wisdom of Seed Time and Harvest, 1951, we discover that the world does not just change. It rearranges itself to match you. This rearrangement is what Neville called the bridge of incident. It is a series of events, seemingly natural and often accidental, that lead you inevitably to the fulfillment of your desire. The law of naturalness. The greatest sign that your sleep engineering has been successful is not excitement, but a profound sense of naturalness. If you seek wealth and it feels like a miracle or a shock when it arrives, it means you are still viewing it as something outside of yourself. But when you truly occupy the state during sleep, its arrival in the physical world feels as ordinary as the sun rising in the east. You do not attract what you want, you manifest what you are. In the state of seed time, the work is hidden. Under the soil of your conscious awareness, your subconscious is orchestrating 1,000 moving parts. It is shifting the minds of others, creating chance encounters, and opening doors you didn't even know existed. Your only task is to allow this process to unfold without interference. Understanding the bridge. The bridge of incident is the path you must walk to reach your destination. The fascinating thing about this bridge is that you can only see it in retrospect. While you are on it, a negative event, like a job loss, a cancelled contract, or a sudden redirection, might look like a failure. But from the perspective of the harvest, it was a necessary step to move you out of an old state and into the new one. The strategy of non-reaction. When something unexpected happens, do not jump off the bridge. Do not say, "It isn't working." Instead, ask with a calm curiosity, "I wonder how this event is a necessary part of the bridge leading to my success." By maintaining this poise, you allow the subconscious to complete its engineering without the friction of your doubt. The sudden emergence. Neville taught that states form in the unseen and then emerge suddenly. There is a period of gestation where nothing seems to be happening. This is the test of the architect. A skyscraper is not built the moment the blueprints are signed. Months are spent digging the foundation in the dark, where no one can see the progress. But once the foundation is set, the structure rises with a speed that surprises the world. Your nightly ritual is the digging of that foundation. When the harvest time comes, the manifestation will appear with a sense of inevitability. You will look back and see that every lucky break and every unlucky setback was a perfectly engineered coordinate leading you to the exact life you claimed in the silence of your sleep. Living in the end. To stay on the bridge, you must live in the end. This means you do not look at the bridge, you look from the destination. If you are walking to a friend's house, you don't stop at every street corner and wonder if you're lost. You know where you are going, so the walking is effortless. Tonight, as you return to your portal, do not ask the subconscious when or how. Those questions are the language of lack. Instead, return to the feeling of thank you. The harvest is not something that might happen. It is a biological and spiritual certainty. The seed has been sown. The season of the harvest is fixed. Your only job is to walk across the bridge with the quiet dignity of one who has already arrived. Chapter 5, Evidence of the Shift, the final anchor of your new reality. My friend, we have reached the final chapter of our conscious construction. You have learned to treat sleep as a portal, to engineer your feelings as data, to maintain loyalty to the unseen, and to trust the bridge of incident. Now, we turn to the living proof. In The Law and the Promise, 1961, Neville Goddard moved beyond theory and presented the evidence of the shift. The actual testimonies of men and women who, just like you, decided that their imagination was more real than their circumstances. The nature of the promise. In Neville's later years, he spoke of the law and the promise. While the law is the tool we use to create our physical world, wealth, health, relationships, the promise is the realization of who you actually are, the Creator experiencing itself in a human frame. When you see your manifestation appear, when that impossible sum of money enters your account or that closed door suddenly swings wide, it is not just a win for your bank account. It is evidence. It is the promise that you are not a victim of a random cold universe. You are the architect. The stories in the law and the promise show a consistent pattern. The students did not try to make things happen. They simply occupied the state until the world had no choice but to reflect it. One woman imagined herself in a specific home until she could smell the wood fire in the hearth. A man imagined a promotion until he felt the weight of the new keys in his pocket. In every case, the shift arrived with a sense of naturalness that almost made them forget they had imagined it in the first place. Recognizing the swift movement. How do you know the engineering is taking hold? You will begin to notice what I call the swift movement in your affairs. Events that used to take months or years will begin to happen in days. People will offer you opportunities without you asking. You will find yourself accidentally in the right place at the right time. The signal of success. The most profound evidence is not an external event, but an internal shift. One morning you will wake up and realize that you no longer want your desire. You will feel as though you already have it. The craving, the hunger, and the anxiety will be replaced by a quiet, settled knowing. When the desire is gone, it is because the subconscious has accepted it as a fact. The hunger is replaced by fulfillment, and once the seed is full, the harvest is inevitable. The 30-day engineering challenge. To turn this viral knowledge into a physical reality, I am challenging you to a 30-day immersion. This is not about trying, it is about relocating. Days 1 to 10, the clearing of the sight. Use your pre-sleep ritual to clear the old stories. Every time a thought of how or when arises, replace it with your short, pregnant phrase. You are preparing the ground. Days 11 to 20, the saturation. This is the hardening into fact. Use your sensory blanket technique every single night. By day 20, the feeling of your new room, your new wealth, or your new role should feel more familiar than your actual physical surroundings. Days 21 to 30, the walk of faith. During these 10 days, practice selective blindness. Ignore the 3D shadows. Walk with the posture of the person you were in your sleep. Troubleshooting the 3D echo. You may encounter what I call the final gasp of the old reality. This usually happens around day 15 or 20. A challenge may arise that seems to contradict everything you've been imagining. Do not be deceived. This is simply the old man trying to stay alive. It is a sign that the foundation of the old reality is crumbling to make way for the new structure. Smile at the challenge. Be loyal to the unseen. Remember, the shadow cannot exist without the light of your attention. Turn your light back to the done deal. The final step. Joining the community of architects. You are now part of a lineage of people who have discovered the secret of the ages. You are no longer manifesting wealth. You are wealth expressing itself through a human form. Tonight, as you lie down, do not look at this video as a lesson. Look at it as a map. The portal is opening. The theta state is waiting. The sleeper within you is ready to receive your new commands. Your closing ritual. Close your eyes and move into your state akin to sleep, SATS. Relocate your consciousness to the bed of your dream life. Feel the texture, hear the sounds, and breathe the air of your wish fulfilled. Loop your phrase, "Isn't it wonderful?" or thank you. Fall asleep in the absolute conviction that it is finished. My friend, the world is waiting for you to rise tomorrow as the person you claim to be tonight. The bed claimed in imagination is the only ground upon which you can truly rise.